What's up, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. And in today's video, we're gonna be restarting the series that I was doing of Sudden Strike 4 walkthroughs. As you might recall from months ago, it's coming up on a year ago. I did the first 6 missions of the Allied campaign. I'm gonna do the first 6 missions of the German campaign and the first 6 missions of the Soviet campaign. And then after that, I'll do the finales to each of them. Because one thing you might notice about these campaigns, the final missions are like, you could say equivalent like a boss battle. They're way longer than most other
Cross the
missions.
bridge over the River Mars before the French blow it up.
And they're much longer. And so, for me, what I want to do is basically do the first 6 missions. I already did the Allied campaign, the first 6 missions. Do these first 6 missions of the German campaign, first 6 missions of the Soviet campaign, and then we'll be good to go. But, basically, the one thing is I haven't done this series in like probably 9 months maybe. So I basically want to let you guys know. Let me know if you want me to talk during these, if you want me to shut up, if you want me to talk about my thought process of the game at all. Just let me know all that kind of stuff. Because if you guys want that, I'll certainly do it. If you don't want just to shut up and not talk at all, by all means let me know, because I'll honor your request. But for this one, I'll do talking for this mission, as this mission isn't terribly hard, and but I'll talk during it. So we have to push over here to take this bridge. Basically, for this part of the mission, don't worry about securing your flanks. There is French forces like here and then down here on the outer edges of the battle area, I guess you could say, but you don't have to worry about them, as they're small in numbers and they really lack heavy equipment like tanks or artillery. Another thing you'll see me doing is I put the infantry in front of the tanks, and that might seem silly because you're like, you know, tanks, you want them to go first, they're armored, right, and they can hit back. But the thing is, tanks, even with using the open hatch ability, where the commander sits, has his head peeking above the tank, even with that ability, tanks are not able to see that far in the battlefield. You can see how there's blackness here, so beyond basically the light area, right? I can't see enemy units out there. My forces can't attack them. The infantry can see much further out. They're really good to have. And the other thing is, you'll notice in this game, the majority of armored vehicles are also pretty weak against infantry. Like they'll kill infantry, don't get me wrong. They will murk infantry. But they'll take a little while to do it. It's much better to have your infantry out front, because it's basically like scouting, and your armor will back them up. And you'll see I'm not taking any chances with the repair vehicle. These things are invaluable, particularly if you use the support doctrine for any of the nations. Your repair vehicle is actually able to repair your friendly vehicles up to full health. It's super useful, because if you use armor doctrine or infantry doctrine, if your armor vehicles are damaged, they can't really regain health. But if you use the support doctrine, they can regain up to full health, which is really valuable. So right now we're just gonna continue to push down the main road kind of slowly. That's one thing about this game: don't rush things, because every mission you are technically outnumbered. There usually is more enemy forces than your friendly forces, like for the most part. There are some missions where I would say that it's kind of even, but for the most part, you're outnumbered.
Infanterie
And, like, for
einsatzbereit.
example, in this mission, there are no
Infanterie in
other
Bewegung.
friendly allied units, like, at all.
You and your men must hurry and cross the marsh before the French
I mean,
rally.
you'll see the planes flying overhead, but they
Jawohl.
don't really do anything. I think that's just for show. So we're coming up on the bridge. And you know, I've played all these missions before, so I'm not gonna spoil it.
Bereit für die Schlacht.
But we're coming up on the bridge, and
Bewegung, Soldaten.
we gotta try to cross it.
Ziel in Sicht.
So you can see they're shooting at my infantry, but they're not shooting at my tanks, which is useful. Now there's anti-tank artillery right there, in the sandbag. So they just got murked, and there's a light tank over here, Hotchkiss, and it's about to get destroyed. And all the French are dead. Alright. We do have one more French soldier shooting from a hidden position in the bush here, so I'm just gonna push up the infantry. Yeah, he's hiding in a bush.
They managed to blow up the bridge in time. Now we must find another way across the river.
And there goes the bridge. Spectacular.
I suggest
Okay.
you try building a
So,
pontoon bridge over one of the fords.
Two
Watch
things I
out,
want to go
though.
over quickly.
The river banks are heavily fortified by
First thing
French
I'd like to go
bunkers.
over quickly is
Pay special attention to the defense of the repair vehicles.
if you have
Without those
units
we
hidden in
won't be able
trees
to
or
build a
bushes,
pontoon bridge.
the enemy has to get much closer to them in order for them to go, or in order for them to come into visual range. The enemy has to get much closer to you. Another thing is,
Reinforcements arrive.
be on the lookout for these flags, whether they be German, whatever kind of flags they are. They usually indicate a supply depot, which is really great. I'm gonna move up the repair vehicle, and you can see we got reinforcements here. Now, I want to split up the infantry with the tanks, right? I don't want them moving all together. So what you could do is you could find a building, and you just press, I'm using the default controls, just press circle
Infanterie in Bewegung.
on the windmill, and all the infantry will go to the windmill, and they separate. And the tanks obviously don't go because they can't enter the windmill.
Einsatzbereit, Kommandant.
Now we will
Auf
get
dem Weg.
all these guys over here. Hopefully none of them have entered the windmill. Nope. Okay, cool. Alright. So, we're going to wait for them to catch up, and then we'll probably push south. And we'll take the supply depot down here, and then build a pontoon bridge to cross the river. Now, this is why I said hold on to your repair vehicles, because there are quite a few missions throughout the game that do require you to build a pontoon bridge. Now, pontoon bridges, you see I got 1,000 repair points. They're only like 325 or 375, one of those numbers. Let's call it even, say it's 350. 350 repair points. Now you're like, well, that's out of 1,000, but here's the thing. If you repair a tank's health, that can cost you a lot of repair points. So all I'm saying is you actually want to make sure your repair vehicles have a decent amount of repairability. Now, also, one thing. These vehicles are not armored, like at all. The repair vehicles are not armored. You see they only got 10 millimeters in the side and 20 millimeters on the external part. Now, there's like the Panzer III. It's a German medium tank, 50 millimeter gun. Not that much more armored, only 30 millimeters, but that's a lot more than the 20 and 10. And I say this because you have to understand that these vehicles, these repair vehicles, are literally a one-hit kill from any kind of like shells. It's bad. And they're pretty much a one-hit kill from mines as well. So you want to be really, really careful with these vehicles. Now, technically, I could build 2 pontoon bridges, but in many ways, you do want to keep your forces, like, together. They're more effective that way. So we're just gonna take the tanks. We're gonna put them in a nice formation here. Nope, that's not the formation. There's the formation. And now they're there, so we're gonna push the infantry right up to about here. And we're gonna leave the repair vehicles pretty much put, because we don't really need them getting into any trouble. Now we're taking fire, so my infantry is outnumbering the French infantry, so they're just gonna eliminate the French infantry. So they're getting shot at right now from artillery, but once these infantry die, the French artillery and tanks can no longer fire as they don't have that amount of visual range. And so we'll just let my infantry go to work. Alright. And somehow they're still firing at us. That's fine. We'll just push everybody up. Doing no damage. It's fine with me. And we'll just move the tanks up. And now they're about to get worked. Nice. Okay. Now, the supply depot, we technically can't use it. But you'll see once I put the infantry right here, just to make sure the area is clear, repair vehicles are fine. You'll see the German Iron Cross is lifted above the depot. Now you'll see we get 10,000 points of ammunition, 10,000 points of fuel. Just for reference, you can refill an entire tank's fuel with like 50 points, 100 points of fuel. Like, that is a lot of stuff. Now, is it really that important in this mission? No, not particularly. Just because I haven't faced a lot of enemies. We haven't gone that far. Like, you see, we still have 3/4 of a tank left. A fuel tank left. But in other missions, supply depots are really useful. To give you an example, not to spoil the mission, but the Battle of the Bulge mission for the Germans, in that mission, you actually have to be resourceful. You have to capture enemy supplies. So, in that mission especially, capturing a supply depot is really, really useful. The other thing about this game, is it's actually, pretty realistic. Just to give you some more pointers, you'll see the tanks have two types of shells. You'll see there's a 44 to 50 and 43 out of 49, right, for the shells, the shell counter. The shell right under the fuel amount is an armor-piercing shell, and the shell underneath that is a high-explosive shell. So right now on this Panzer IIIe, we still have 44 armor-piercing rounds left, and we have 43 high-explosive rounds. Now, for anyone out there who knows anything about tanks, you'll know that high-explosive rounds are pretty much useless against enemy armor unless it's placed on a very high-caliber gun. Okay. So then, the other thing is, your tanks switch between shells. So, when they see infantry, they load in a high explosive shell. Makes sense. But, and then they see a tank, they load an armor-piercing shell. The reason why you want to make sure your tanks always have both kinds of shells is because if you get into a situation where your tanks, you'll see like, oh, they have plenty of shells, but they really only have HE shells, and they run into enemy armor. They might be the best tanks, like a Tiger II or something, with like the best armor in the game. That doesn't matter. They're not gonna be able to kill any tanks with high explosive shells. So you really, this game, is a lot more. There's a lot more micromanagement of your units than other games. Now, you see what I'm doing here is I'm bringing one tank across with the repair guy, because sometimes he can run into resistance, and if he dies or his truck gets destroyed, that's really bad. But usually he would die, or he can get shot, so I'm bringing a tank across just in case. And you'll see the pontoon bridges also take a decent amount of time to be built. So when you're doing this, you really want to make sure you don't get ambushed. Because getting ambushed is terrible in this game. And it can happen. Because in this game, like a lot of other strategy games,
Bridge ready, Herr Commandant.
there's a lot of, how do I put this?
Well done.
You could say like external, no, not external. External is not the right
Destroy
word.
the artillery bunker ahead.
There's a lot of enemy forces that if you kind of stick to the main roads, you won't come into contact with. But if your units accidentally run into them, those enemy forces will engage your forces, and they could kill them, so you really want to be careful. Now, you'll see I'm getting some more reinforcements.
Artillery units have arrived.
And you'll see
Use
2
them
more
wisely.
Stug 3Bs. Now, these are artillery, self-propelled artillery guns, which are great. They're really great. And I guess the one thing that I could say is, honestly, you want to save the Stugs. The Stugs are great. They are extremely valuable. And let's see if we can just put 5 guys. Okay, I didn't ask for that.
Einsatzbereit, Kommandant. In Bewegung, Kommandant.
Ja, Kommandant?
Ja,
Put more
Kommandant.
infantry in here.
Ist jemand verletzt?
These
Zu Befehl.
vehicles are the
Bewegung,
half-track, the
Soldaten.
German half-tracks. I mean, they're
Jawohl.
alright.
Infanterie in Bewegung.
The main
Kanonen
nice thing about the German
einsatzbereit.
half-tracks
Einsatzbereit, Kommandant.
are they can kind of get your infantry places, not quicker, really, but the half-tracks are able to get your infantry to places, like they can carry quite a few troops, but the main thing about the half-track is it's armored. Not a lot of armor, but it defends them from small arms fire, and it's also got an MG42 on it for self-defense and attacking. So the one thing I would say about this thing is it's really great for bringing your infantry somewhere to where you don't have to worry about your guys getting shot by other enemy infantry. And you could see I could unload all the passengers, which means all the infantry hop out except for the 3 crew members who would be the driver, the loader, and the guy who mans the MG42. So, that being said, what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring these 3 down here, and then we're gonna put the supply truck over here with the 2 repair trucks, kind of splitting them apart. Now, we're gonna wait for these guys to catch up. It'll be like a minute. And I guess my general plan is going to be take the 3 Stugs and put them together as artillery. That's the first thing. And I'll get some more ammo for this guy.
Kanone in Bewegung.
And then what we'll do is, the thing is you don't want to have too many forces together. So we'll probably take 3 Stugs and 4 of these Panzer III medium tanks. And these 3 in the second row, we'll leave them behind with the repair trucks and the supply truck and the half-track to give the second wave some infantry support. That's pretty much what we're gonna do. Alright, so this initial group of
Infanterie
infantry,
meldet sich zum Dienst.
they're gonna cross the river and we're gonna go straight to the railroad track.
Bewegung, Soldaten.
This group of tanks, we're gonna push them up
Erwarte
just a tad.
Befehle.
Nope, we're not gonna do that.
Jawohl.
There we go.
Bestätigt. Wie lauten die Koordinaten? Kanone wird versetzt. Artillerie einsatzbereit.
Take the Stugs, put them up there
Ja,
too.
Kommandant. Kanone in Bewegung.
And then we're gonna take the half-track and put it behind. And then we'll take these
Erwarte
3.
Befehle.
And we'll just move them
Bewegung!
here.
Transporter meldet sich zum Dienst.
Move the half track up.
Wir sind einsatzbereit, Kommandant.
Just kind of get ourselves set.
Wir sind einsatzbereit, Kommandant.
And I'll just move them up a
In
little
Bewegung,
bit.
Kommandant. Auf dem Weg. Zu Befehl.
Alright. So obviously our infantry aren't taking
Befehle,
fire yet.
Kommandant?
That's because they haven't gotten close enough.
Jawohl.
So I'm gonna have them push up a little bit.
Bewegung, Soldaten.
Push up to the hill here.
Verstanden. Feindliche Einheiten.
So you could see it's a massive, basically like a naval, looks like a coastal battery. But this thing can't engage infantry. But I'm not gonna take any chances. We're gonna destroy this thing
Ziel unter Beschuss nehmen.
because I do not want this thing shooting at any of my tanks.
Feuer!
And you'll see I'm gonna throw grenades at it, especially anti-tank grenades, the ones I was throwing, which are really useful. So that comes with when you do these missions, you get star rewards, and that allows you to unlock new abilities, right? For like the general that you want to use, and that's really useful. As you can get a lot of new abilities, like you can arm your infantry with anti-tank grenades and normal grenades. You also do with mines. You can arm them with TNT. You can do a lot of stuff that allows them to be pretty versatile. Now you'll see my armor is going to move over here. I'm not going to go along this road over here because there's probably French soldiers. So we're going to come along the flank, just beyond this mountain. And I'm going to take all the infantry.
Infanterie einsatzbereit.
And we're going to have a fun time. And we're going to push
Infanterie
them
einsatzbereit.
over here.
Infanterie in Bewegung.
And just check back here. Okay, they're all good. And actually, you know what? Let me just do this really
Bereit
quick.
zum Angriff. Ja, Kommandant. Bereit
Open
zum
up the
Angriff.
hatch, give them a little more visibility. Okay.
Infanterie meldet sich zum Dienst.
So, now we're going to make the tanks go over here.
Kanone in Bewegung.
Erwarte Befehle.
And we're going to push the infantry up. Just wait for the tanks to come. There they are. And
In
go like
Bewegung,
that.
Kommandant.
Give it good timing.
Feindliche Einheiten.
So the French, as usual, are sitting in trenches. What's new? And they just got utterly destroyed. And there's French soldiers up there too, but they're gonna run away. So we'll
Auf dem Weg.
have the infantry push up
Bewegung,
more.
Soldaten.
Artillerie einsatzbereit. Kanone in
Okay, I do
Bewegung.
not want that formation. We'll do that. Okay.
Infanterie einsatzbereit.
We'll have them push up to the forest. Now, those trees look pretty thick.
Befehle, Kommandant.
Yep, my armor can't go through there. Okay, so we're gonna have my tanks move up along the road here.
Bestätigt.
That was a weird formation. There we go.
Infanterie meldet sich zum Dienst. Auf dem Weg.
So we have artillery shooting at my guys. So they're running into bunkers, and we're getting shot at as well. push up a little more. Cool. I did just lose a soldier, that's fine. Now, that's an artillery back there. So what we're gonna do, I'm actually gonna take this infantry and we're gonna pivot really quick.
Infanterie in Bewegung.
See if they can see up onto the hill. Just see what kind of artillery battery is up there.
Bewegung.
And it's the naval gun. Cool.
Feuer!
And we're just gonna throw some more anti-tank grenades.
Knallt sie ab!
Someone's shooting artillery at us, but that's fine. It's pretty inaccurate at that range. As you can see, that's the first hit they got. There we go. So there's obviously artillery back there. And I'm just gonna push up just a little more onto the mountain just to make sure it's fully... Okay, that is an issue.
Feindliche Einheiten gesichtet.
Not the tank. And that's French infantry. And great. We'll go destroy this tank with my infantry, we got plenty. And anti-tank grenades make quick work of a light tank.
Feuer!
Alright, cool.
Infanterie einsatzbereit.
So we're gonna pivot now. And I'm gonna move my guys over here, and we're just gonna go at this big bunker here. And then we'll go back here as well. And we'll pretty much encircle the town. I don't really want to push into town, because I don't know what's in town. And that's usually a scary thing. Going into, like, urban environments. Okay, I do not want any of this trash. I want this. Okay. There we go. Alright, now.
Befehle, Kommandant?
We can now cross here.
Na los!
Infanterie einsatzbereit. Auf dem Weg.
Spread our infantry out. Now, that's a big bunker with anti-tank guns on it. So we'll kill the guys in the trenches. That way they can't do anything.
Erwarte
And then we're
Befehle.
going to take our tanks and I'm going to have them push up right behind the infantry.
Bereit für die Schlacht.
And we're just going to wait for them. I'll push up just a little more so we can smack those enemy defenses. Okay, German tank drivers don't know how to drive. What a surprise. We're gonna have them push up just a tad,
Bewegung, Soldaten.
just so those anti-tank guns come into range, and we're just gonna melt this bunker. And you can see, because we're on a reverse slope, the anti-tank guns are really not able to hit my infantry. As you can see, this bunker is taking heavy fire. And there is artillery coming in from the side, unfortunately. But we'll wait for that to deal. And there we go. Okay. So my medic just healed everyone up.
Infanterie meldet sich zum Dienst.
And we'll go like that.
Infanterie in Bewegung. Feind gesichtet. Bewegung, Soldaten. Jawohl.
There's artillery over here, and I'm kind of getting sick of it. So we're just going to have our infantry rush the artillery.
Bewegung, Soldaten.
There's the artillery.
Feind gesichtet. Tötet sie! Infanterie meldet sich zum Dienst.
Lost another soldier. Taking an anti-tank grenade. Take another grenade. Another grenade. Boom. Alright. That's useful. But, see, a lot of my infantry has lost a lot of health. So, I'm gonna bring them back, like, here.
In Bewegung, Kommandant.
And we're actually going to... We're gonna have this group just push into town. Seeing as it's not my main force, I don't really care as much. Good job. Push to the main road. And we have one more area of defenses to clear. These guys are getting into combat. That's fun though. It's just infantry. Oh, one tank. You can see, even though this thing's being shot at by the light tank is not able to do much damage. So we're gonna have this guy. Honestly, we're just gonna unload all the passengers. We're gonna make them go into this house. Boys. Well, whatever.
Infanterie einsatzbereit.
That's all of them. Now the repair vehicles are right there, so that's no biggie.
Jawohl.
Nope, that's a medic. We're not gonna put him out there. We're gonna have an SMG gunner go out there.
Fahrzeug funktionstüchtig. Wir sind einsatzbereit, Kommandant. Befehle? Transporter meldet sich zum Dienst. Ja, Kommandant.
There's these guys there.
Zu Befehl.
Beeilung! Einsatzbereit, Kommandant. Zu Befehl.
And just let them go to town.
Zu Befehl. Ja, Kommandant.
Zu Befehl. Bereit für die
Now you will notice the only thing about having the open hatch is the commander will die, so he'll get like shot to shit. Which is not always great, but
Verstanden.
you could just replace him with another infantry.
Hier kommt der Nachschub. Jawohl. Transporter einsatzbereit.
Einsatzbereit, Kommandant. In Bewegung, Kommandant.
Einsatzbereit, Kommandant. Bereit zum Angriff.
getting into engagements in town, but that's not a big deal.
Verstanden.
Have the infantry push up.
Fahrzeug funktionstüchtig.
Bewegung! Volltreffer!
Down the house.
Erwarte Befehle. Bewegung, Soldaten! Der Feind!
Erwarte Befehle.
Bereit für die Schlacht. Jawohl. Bewegung, Soldaten!
Kanonen einsatzbereit.
And we'll finally push up.
Bestätigt.
Erwarte Befehle. Bewegung, Soldaten!
Kill the French soldiers. And we'll grenade this guy into oblivion.
Tötet sie! Knallt sie ab! Knallt sie ab! Tötet sie! Tötet sie!
There's a tank out in the field, but he's not able to hit my infantry, so that's fine.
Feuer!
You have achieved an outstanding victory today. The
And that
pathetic French
technically
will
counts
not
as a
recover
win.
easily from what they've lost. Rest and prepare for the next operation. We will be marching forward.
Alright, so that's the first episode, or first mission in the German campaign. Tell me what you guys think. Tell me if you want me to talk or not talk. Let me know if you want me to do my thought process, tips and tricks, all that kind of stuff. Leave a like and comment, subscribe. Beat your meat to this video. I don't really care what you do. And I'll be back soon with part 2. Peace.